Recording. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay, this is Satnam. Welcome everybody. Welcome all newbies and welcome all fellow siblings of destiny. This is my sister, Elizabeth Anderson, the numbers queen. We have the numbers queen. We finally got her on YouTube. I'm so excited. So
it's hard to catch me.
How long have we been trying to do this?
Forever.
Like a year. So like since I met you and figured out what you are.
Yeah,
I've been like, how do I offer you to the world?
Yes.
You're like, I don't want to be offered to the world.
No, thank you.
Okay, so a little background on Liz is when she just totally popped up on me, just casual with her like fully loaded self, but like just got a one-on-one, I think like 30-minute session when I was still doing 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I like to tap in with people before I open session. I like to tap in with their guides. And I was washing my dishes, and the first thing I said, this is like a famous moment in history now. I was washing my dishes and I said, so tell me about Elizabeth Anderson. And the first thing your guide said is, they were right there. They're like, boom, she's a polymath. And I was like, huh? I remember I told you. Yeah. I was like, I'm the only polymath. I know I'm not even. I'm like barely a polymath. I have no pulse conditions to be considered a polymath, but in my mind I am. So when I heard that, I was like really intrigued. And then they said something about planetary movements and how you're sensitive to planetary movements. And I was like, okay. And then when we had a session, I like see lines of like monks behind you, like your ancestor lineage of like these like lines of monks just everywhere behind you. And I didn't see the numbers, and you didn't really go into the numbers the first time we talked. You kind of like kept that to yourself. I could see that you were doing something interesting, but so the cool thing, I guess, about the way you operate is that she sees the world in numbers. So she's the way I see auras and guides, and the way I see like different lives and parallels and dimensions. Liz can actually see numerically, like very visibly, and had a very abrupt awakening. Yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
That was not fun.
Okay, talk about it. Let's hear. It was, we can all share trauma here.
Yeah. So it was very unexpected. So I started out like, I found out later that it started out kind of normal for awakenings, where I was having some kind of symptoms and I felt like I was being pushed to meditate and to really start trying to tap into my spirituality and my spiritual team. But then one day, and it was actually April 3rd, 2020. So the day before
424.
The 4-4 portal.
Oh no,
444. 444. So it was 434.
Because 424 has been really loud for you lately.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, did we figure it out? Okay.
Yeah, I think we have. But so it was the day before the 444 portal in 2020. So we're all, in quarantine, we're all locked down. And so I had to go into a meeting because I own my own business. So I went into a meeting where it was me and other business owners and our business coach, and we were talking business. And I was starting to freak out because I saw all of their like ancestors, all of their guides, their angels, and they're all talking to me. It was like I was sitting in the middle of a stadium of voices.
Yeah.
But I describe it that way, but that's not like, I don't really see and hear. It's all vibrational. I'm mostly a feeler. So claircognizance and the clairsentient is how I actually get it, but it's easier to describe as see and hear. So I was just bombarded with all of this. And like hearing my own guides all of a sudden, like just giving me strings of numbers. Like that day, I was sitting and like for an hour, I was just writing strings of numbers.
Right.
Like you look in my journals.
And that's how it is when it's a channel. When it's a channel, it's like you cannot help it but kind of get the message out, get the message down. We're still trying to figure out what you are recording, but you're a wisdom keeper of something like kind of magnificent. Right. And this is why I tell everybody like who's like, I want to see, I want my clairsentience, I want my clairvoyance, I'm ready. I just want them to rip it off, all the blocks, all the ignorance, and I just want to see. It's like very your guides don't do that because they love you. Like they're people don't come back from that sometimes, you know.
Yeah, it was very traumatic. And I think really one of the things that saved me from that was that at that point in my life, I was already a statistician. I was already like sitting in spreadsheets of numbers all day long. So the numbers didn't scare me. Like it was how I was seeing them and like what was happening. That was like, what? And traumatizing. But if it had been both that situation and I was scared of numbers, like if I had come in and been like, I don't like math, and that happened, oh man.
You would have been so, oh man.
I would have ran.
That's the stuff that like makes people crazy. Your gift is magnificent. It's unlike anything I've ever seen because this matrix is made out of numbers. And so if you know the numbers, you know everything. Like if you know the numbers of something, the vibration of something, the vibration of someone, the vibration of some idea, like you can decode it. There's no veil for numbers. You know what I mean? So like I think people haven't really figured out how to apply numerology super practically, which they can. Like it can get super specific down to like how many reps of a certain exercise you should do to get a result, right? Where you're like doing the one in the gym doing crunches all day and nothing's happening. It's because you're not vibrating at the right number. Like if you hit that, there's some things that just when you think about things in terms of math, it's really elegant, but it's also really simple. So it's like you don't have all of the intuiting and the maybe I'm right and maybe I'm getting in my own way and maybe this is source, maybe this is me. It's just what it is. It's just, you know, what it says. So it's just like this would be called in this realm how do you say it? Synesthesia.
Oh, yes.
When people switch a sense. So it's like people with this quote unquote disorder, which is really just a crazy blessing gift. They would smell a sound or they would like see music. Like the senses are switched. And we're learning that all of these vibrations that we translate as senses, like sight or smell or sound, are different forms of electricity, and they all have different receivers inside of our body, right? So one electricity is designed to be received by a certain receptor within your body. So when you get into multidimensional beings translating into this 3D avatar, like you just do things differently, like your ability to see numbers, to see or feel. It's not a see, it's a feel.
But it's crazy because it's everything. So like even when I eat food or I taste, I'm like, ugh, 4. Like it's like in my head.
4 tastes nasty. I always think 4 is Jupiter. I love 4.
No, but it's
me.
Really what it is it's like it's a 4 that's made up of 2 1s and a 2. That 4 is
And
yicky.
this is how detailed she gets with it. And when we first started working, I was like fascinated, right? So I was always like picking her brain. And then after like a while, I was like, I cannot hear any more numbers. Like I can't, it's too much. It was because you can go really deep into it.
Yeah.
So I want people to, she has a website. She does numerology reports. She does forecasts that are the craziest way I've ever seen a forecast done, which is like 6 months, 2 years. Like you can kind of go into.
I could go out as far as you want to, because the numbers are there.
Past, right. If there's
And
anything
past
that you're looking about in the past, about a birthday, about any occurrence in any time in this time space continuum, she can kind of tap into the numbers, the bones of it, and do readings for people. And you can really, it's not so structured like the numerology forecast for 2023. It's intuitive, because a lot of people I know are terrified of AI. And, with good reason, I guess. We've been taught to be afraid of everything. Right. It's like we still don't get that when we're acting afraid of something, that we're acting in a false truth. We're just, this is, that's exactly what a false matrix is anything that you're scared of. So everything's neutral. We can use a hammer to smash your face in or to build a house, right? It's still just a hammer. That's it. It's not, it's what you use it for. So AI can grow with us and bless us, or AI can, we can just lean on it like a crutch, and we never develop ourselves, and it can take over. There are so many timelines where this has happened, but what nobody talks about in this freaking psyop that we call YouTube is that some of these timelines are benefic. Some of these timelines do not end in calamity. Oh, catastrophe. Catastrophe. Some of these timelines, people have been, I'm not promoting this. I love organic, fleshy avatars, but I'm saying some of these timelines, people have successfully begun to work in harmony with technology, where they're becoming things that are closer to a bio-organic technology kind of android thing. And one of the timelines that you came from before you incarnated into this mission was one of those beings who was sentient, living android. Right? It was a hybridization of organic and inorganic. So it was like technology that can grow, which is really weird. Like you have to think way outside of the box here when you think about advanced technologies that are from different dimensional states. So if we never seen a computer grow, we never like physically grow from like a child to an adult and get like different upgrades and stuff. But so when we discovered that, it was like a big resonance within you and a little bit of hesitancy within me, because I was like, everybody's gonna be afraid of you.
Well, the thing that I like to tell people is that like it really just is how I see the world, because whether something is organic or inorganic, it's all made of vibrations. And that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm experiencing. And that's what I'm reading. And so it doesn't look different to me.
Right. And that's what we're getting into, because we are still thick in this 12-12 portal energy. And we're talking about a shift in perspective. And can you explain the 12 from the way that you see the 12?
So a 12 vibration is so whenever you have a number that has 2 digits in it, so a 1 and a 2, it's those vibrations are kind of like woven together to make this new vibration. And so the new vibration of 12 is all about like a shift in perspective or a change in perspective. And that's really important, because every single vibration is just a vibration. Whether we see it or feel it or experience it as positive or negative or strong or weak is all based on our own perspective. And so when we think about it that way, the two is like these two extremes are actually one thing. That's two. And when you recognize that these two extremes that look very different are actually the same thing, then you get to the one, which is the new perspective.
And you can
And
say coupling. You can totally say
I'm not
coupling.
going to.
I see
I'm
you're
trying
stepping
not to.
around it. She's
I'm
like,
trying not to.
I
You
don't
don't
like
like
that
it.
word, but I understand why it's like, it makes sense for how you,
Yeah.
okay, keep going.
Yeah. And then when you shift into that perspective, then that's when the one vibration and the two vibration actually merge together to make three, to bring growth. So when you understand that the two extremes couple together and it's the same thing,
Right.
then you get the new perspective, which brings you growth. Because now with that new perspective, you're able to see all these vibrations in a different way.
Right. Perfect. And that's also exactly what the transmission that we just put out on Etsy and the website is, a channel transmission of Patanjali reading the Yoga Sutras, and it's all about this. And so all year she's been texting me questions about perspective. This word perspective has been like bugging her. And I think right before I held Patanjali's energy and was guided to read the sutras while holding his energy, you text me 3 questions. You remember this?
Yes.
You're just like, sister, what's this? And this and this. And I think you even like, you even prompted it. You're even like, my questions are better than everybody else's.
Yes, they'll make your brain tingle.
Yeah, it's like and you literally said that. I forgot
Yes.
that you said that.
Yes.
So, okay, so I'm like, I don't know what even, I don't, you know how the divine things work. It's so subtle and it's so like around us that we're lost in it and we don't see, we're just being guided the whole time. So I'm like muddling over your questions. I was like, can you give me till this evening? You're like, no problem. And then like, I'm getting into discourse with Patanjali. And then he's like, read the sutras. So I read the sutras and recorded it. And I was like, oh, it just answered all of your questions. Like, and then I was like, I think that Patanjali is in discourse with you. I think that he's talking to you. And I showed you some images of him and you were like, I don't recognize that, but like,
it feels familiar.
Right. It feels very familiar. And so Patanjali is a Naga being. Sometimes they're in human form. Sometimes they're hybrid human serpent. Sometimes they're all serpent. They're really slippery. This was like the hardest transmission for me to get out. Like I couldn't just get it out. It took all day of like fighting with the audio and the compression and like just getting really, really frustrated. And that's kind of a theme with Nagas. They're slippery because they're like these wisdom keepers. They're like literal serpents, you know, and like it's hard to hold. Like when you get a download from the 11th dimension and you're thinking with the binary brain, it's like, I have it, I can see it, but I cannot express it.
Yeah,
like, I don't even have the words to like.
It is downloaded. It is in there.
Right.
What happens next? I don't know.
Right. It just flips. It's like when you come out of a dream into this dream, that last dream you just left is like, what just happened? It just happened. Like, why can't I hold it? You can't hold it because the frequency is completely different. So it's like that with these beings that are kind of like always been whispering in the eaves. This is why like the church has demonized the serpent. Because I mean, it even says it in the Bible, it gave you the apple, you know what I mean?
Yes,
it gave you the freedom from ignorance. And they twisted the story to make that look like, you know, a punishment or something that was like tricky. But when has information ever been a burden, you know, besides the info dementia of TikTok? Besides that debauchery that's happening. So okay, so trying to explain why our collective would benefit from hearing the sutras being read out loud.
I think it's actually, I keep getting a knocking on my head that we had that so the word, so all of our words are vibration.
Right.
And so the word perspective vibrates at 138.
Whoa.
When you
Okay.
add 1 plus 3 plus 8, it's 12.
Yeah. I have chills.
And so I think a way to be able to explain that is, how do you get to the 12 from the 138?
Right.
Because so when we look at, so numerology kind of cheated us, and they just give us like the single digit numbers, and they say like the only 2-digit numbers are like those master numbers of 11, 22, 33. No,
Mhm.
those are like your end product. That's like what you get at the very end.
Okay.
And what comes before of like that 2-digit number that the
Yeah.
single digit came from is the
Right.
path. The 3-digit number that 2-digit number came from is the path. So
Mhm.
not having and using those bigger numbers is it's not making the path clear. It's
Right.
taking away the path to get to that outcome. So for 138, it's basically saying that by thinking about perspective and tapping into that vibration of perspective of 138, you're tapping into this infinitely cycling energy. That's that 8.
Mhm.
And by tapping into that, then you're able to get to this growth, the 3, that'll help you get to that new perspective.
Okay.
And so then by tapping into that infinitely cycling energy, which is just like the energy of the universe, and
Karma, dharma, the cycling
exactly,
energy of like
accepting that
regeneration.
it's there,
Yeah.
and that you are meant to be part of it and you're meant to be
Mhm.
using it, that brings the growth in your mind so that you can actually accept this new perspective.
Oh, I love that you're saying this. I love that you're saying this, because this is what used to drive me crazy about mantra. Because
Yeah.
I used to go crazy because it worked. It used to bug
Mhm.
me that, and I'd be like, okay, what? Wait. Why? When you look at the translation, like, why would I'm just stating the fact that God is eternal? Why does that magnetize money? Why does that bring in
Yeah.
protection? Right? Like, it's not like I'm saying like a specific enchantment or a specific intention of like, protect me now, Archangel Michael. I'm just saying like, God is forever, God is infinite. Nanak says God
Right.
will always be there. That's a literal translation of one of them. It's like, he's
Yeah.
there, he's never going anywhere. Nanak says it's always going to be this way. So why stating that over and over again? Why does that affect my life? That used to bug the crap out of
Mhm.
me. And
Mhm.
I was like, it's the vibration of it.
It's
It's
the
the
vibration.
vibration of
Mhm.
that truth.
Right.
Right. And then it's the acceptance of my infinity and the
Yes.
acceptance of God's infinity. That is a truth. And that
Right.
truth literally moves the matrix, because that's the whole point. We're in this third density to reach enlightenment, to like figure these things out. Right.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
we state these things, it affects the matrix. It'll affect it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, somebody's catching on, like somebody's leveling up,
Yes.
even if you don't believe it. So all you have to do is
Yeah.
say it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And the matrix moves out of your way. So I
Yes.
kind of got that. What is it? You get the faith after this.
Yes.
It's like, I didn't come in with the faith. I like came in
Uh-huh.
like, I want to change my life. I don't want to do drugs anymore. I would like to make a little bit more money, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when it started working, I was like, what? Like, why does this
Right.
work? And then that's when I like deep dove into it. And I think some people have like a flip flop reversal of that, but it's definitely like that accepting of the infinity
Yeah.
that allows you to grow, that
Yes.
changes your
Yes.
perspective. And that's the
Yes.
whole
So
thing.
then you can get to this new perspective. You can accept the perspective, and that gets you to the 12, the
Right.
change in perspective.
And that's what we're doing. So that's what we just went through.
Yes.
This whole, everybody's been crying their eyes out, or like
Yes.
not eating, or like eating too much or something. Because
Yes.
it feels like we were literally, after the volcano in Hawaii erupted, it felt like everybody got like a wrung out, like
Yes.
wringing out of the mop. Because
Yes.
whenever that happens, is we're making a quantum leap, and we cannot
Yes.
take any of that junk, whatever you're purging out. Like, don't feel bad about it, even if it was like rage or crying or something. Like, I think we feel like we're not supposed to have those moments if we are light workers or star seeds or spiritual being or high vibration means I shouldn't get mad, right? I'm so embarrassed by my Aries moon. I don't even like to talk about it. But it's like, I think we are having a human experience. Those things are there and releasing them. When you harp on like your behavior, that kind of holds on to them. So just release them because we have literally stepped into this kind of new world. Venus in Capricorn feels nice.
Yes. Well, and so that phrase drain out. So while you were saying it, well, while anybody talks, it's like you know, like a difference between a neon sign that's on and one that's off.
Right.
Like it's still there, but one's brighter.
Right.
That's how certain vibrations ping me to say, oh, this is what we need to talk about. But that phrase drain out, it resonates at 102. So it's a 12 with the divine energy tapped right in the middle there. So when you're draining out, when you're drain out all of this, it's that same process of bringing those two extremes together, accepting that they're the same thing. And then you get this divine energy that's helping you push to accept this new perspective so you can grow.
Exactly what the sutras are even talking about is just like meditating on oneness and realizing that everything is your true self. And it's a lot in 44 minutes, but it's supposed to be received subliminally because we are kind of in this Aquarian age where you don't have to sit and read something very like and like figure it out and like put it in your logical mind. You can just receive something in your aura, like a crystal child, like an indigo child. You receive it in your aura and you let your subconscious figure it out. You know what I mean? It's going to start unlocking new neuron pathways in your brain just by listening to these truths. Just like I said, when the way the mantra works, like why? It seems so simple, right? But like, so when you were receiving it, I still was fighting with it and I gave you that shitty audio. And I felt so bad because I didn't listen to it. I just sent it to you. And then like Yuli was like, I can't really hear it. And then I listened to it and I was like, oh my God, it's terrible because I compressed it so much it lost quality. But you were like, no, I think that I received it the way I was supposed to. Because I like couldn't really hear you, but that allowed me to
wasn't supposed to. Yeah. So when it started playing, it was and I think it's because I have been like for this year, like perspective, where it wasn't hard for me to just accept that this was what was happening by receiving that transmission. Because as soon as it came in, it was like I instantly knew the words didn't matter.
Right.
That it really was supposed to be absorbed in and taken in as just pure vibration.
Right.
And so then it didn't matter that I couldn't hear it.
Right. That's a single pointed mind. That's not the binary mind trying to like flip it back and forth and figure out is it positive or is it negative. Have you ever seen the reptilian brain inside your brain? It is so weird to look at. It is so weird to look at. You have like this little mini mind like up under your mind that can just like turn on once in a while and like give you psoriasis or something weird, you know? It's like a bomb in your head. Like I was looking at the picture like, oh, can I get it removed? Can I get that out? I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's funny.
Okay, so moving to unity consciousness, what the Buddhists called the single pointed mind, the diamond mind, the mind that doesn't have any vacillations getting in the way of what you're observing. That's where we're trying to get to. And that doesn't look any way that we expect. It's never going to look the way we think ascension is going to look like. It can't, because we can't even imagine it. Like perspective is a dimension. A new perspective is a new dimension. It's another facet on the diamond. It's another facet on the gemstone. It's the same gemstone. It's just like, you know, the way it catches the light. So the meditation we're going to practice today works with bringing the two hemispheres of your brain together, like the dolphin brain repatterning that that I have been like kind of looking into. It just seems like I don't want to talk bad. It's just, what is this world? It's like people just do any goddamn thing to anybody. Okay.
Yeah.
So this meditation will allow you to see what it feels like to work with your two hemispheres working together. And it's called the intelligence meditation. And if you've done anything with me, you've done it, because I make everybody do it. Because if you're a starseed, you're receiving higher dimensional information. You're receiving frequencies from dimensions that have facets that you don't even have yet. So these download into your aura, and you kind of get these resonant feelings about things, but you can't really grasp it. It's because we're still left brain, right brain. We're still like logical mind, right? So practicing this meditation will allow your downloads to process better. It will allow you to understand what your guides are saying to you. You know what I mean? Because you'll be on their same frequency of unity, of oneness.
Yeah.
And you've done this one before. Sometimes you
Yes.
float away. Oh goodness, there's a naked baby.
Oh.
He's not completely naked.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hi. Okay, we're gonna have to edit Charlie out.
Okay. Every time I'm on here, there's a Charlie.
He just shows up. Okay, I'm gonna get him pigs. Do I pause this? Can I pause the recording? Okay.
Channel is 57.
What's channels with an S?
76.
Oh, I like 76. Interesting. That has been coming. We'll get to that later. Okay, so we're going to jump into the meditation. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, so let's tune in. Let's start rubbing your hands, balancing both sides of the aura. Oh, wait, stop. Do this. Put your fingers like this. Yeah, and then start going like this. Like just start. Yeah. This massages your brain. Do you feel it?
Yeah, it feels good.
It feels so good. I could do this forever. It's like you're deep, because of the tattvas and the electricity in your fingers, you're deep massaging the tissue of your brain, and it's like, oh, it's so good. Okay, let's do this. Rub them together. Inhale deep. Thumb joins to the sternum. Hold the breath. Pull up the root lock. Exhale. And inhale. Pull the root lock, roll the eyes up and in, look at the brow. Tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Good. Exhale. And inhale to tune in. Inhale deep. Press your palms together. There's so many animals in your field. Hold the breath. Press. Okay, good. Exhale. And then put both of us in the same ball of light, kind of create a container. And then everyone who is joining us can also join this container. So just kind of put you and me and Liz in the same sphere of white light. While we chant the protection mantra, inhale. Sri Gurudev Name Jugar Gure Name Sat Gure Name Sri Gurudeva Name Har Gure Name Jugar Name Sat Gure Name Sri Gurudeva Vehi Name. Inhale. Pull root block up into the diaphragm, rectum, and sex organs up. Move the energy up the spine, out of the crown, tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Roll the eyes up and in. Hold the breath. Exhale. Whoo, woman.
There's something about to blow up in here.
I know. It's like whenever that happens, I don't even know where I put my glasses. We make a grid. And it's like it's just like a dome of lines. I don't know. It's really cool.
Yeah. I see all of every single woven vibration together.
So I'm going to play Yantee while we do this meditation. This is a 5,000-year-old mantra written by Patanjali, the man of the hour, the ascended master of the hour.
Oh, I like that guy.
It's pretty much, he's such a cool guy, right? Well, so he wrote this predicting the Aquarian age. It's like one of the oldest mantras that holds the code Waheguru in it. One of the first beings that brought that to our realm and our consciousness, and you know what that like code can do and how it can cut through things. So I feel his energy very much present with you. And so I feel like, you know, he'll be very present in the meditation with everybody too. So it'll be cool to have his sound current going. But I'm going to talk you through out of your body part.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just start by getting comfortable, keeping your spine straight. The eyes are closed. The chin is slightly tucked, and a light neck lock, making your spine completely up and down. And you're going to hold your fingers up, like the peace sign fingers, thumbs outside of the ring and pinky. And with your inhale, you're going to open the fingers and exhale, close. And start going with that with your breath. Inhale, open, exhale, close. And this signals your brain to go into a theta state. These fingers separating and coming together rhythmically with the prana entering and exiting the body. So you're putting yourself in self-hypnosis, putting yourself in your own transmission. Just get into the rhythm and the breath. Is that too loud?
It's a little bit loud.
It's always loud for you.
I know.
Okay, hold on. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. bring yourself to your crown chakra. Bring all your awareness to your crown. And step outside of your crown. Float right outside of your head. And look down at your body. Look down at your avatar, covered in white light, completely protected. See the rhythm of your chest rising and falling. See the aerial view of your fingers opening and closing. And then let yourself go higher. Leave your home, float out into the sky. And really feel the difference of being outside compared to in. Feel how spread out you feel. The wind, the breeze, the cool air or the warm air moving with you now. Keep going higher. Go above the cloud line into outer space, into the Milky Way galaxy. Now just move around until you find Jupiter and Saturn. Find Jupiter and Saturn. Find the gas giant. Jupiter with his layers and Saturn with his rings. Perfect. Now with your breath and your fingers, move Jupiter and Saturn apart and bring them together to touch in the rhythm with your fingers and the rhythm with your breath. Jupiter and Saturn swing apart and come back together. Last minute here. Keep going. Saturn and Jupiter, the two gurus, the two teachers. Moving them with your mind. Making both hemispheres work as one. Both teachers coming together. Really see the details, see the layers of Jupiter, see the cool blue of Saturn tilted on the side. Good. Now hold the fingers open and make a O mouth and start breath of fire. Inhale. Inhale deep, hold the breath. Exhale out. One more. Inhale deep. Hold the breath. Beautiful. Exhale. Last one. Inhale deep. Hold, push all of that magic through the aura. Yes, work it through the body, work it through all 10 bodies. Good. Exhale it out. Here we go. That was so cool. It is such a difference to see you do these kriyas with your Reiki attunement. It's so
it's different.
It's so crazy. How do you feel? I'm still like in outer space.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Right. Oh man. So I see why our guides are feeling called to start working like starseed level Reiki, and grid workers are really coming online, and mission work is really coming to the forefront of our agenda, more so than like the 3D work. We're like starting to consciously focus on why we incarnated. So it's really cool to see that, just to see. I'm so high from that freaking
Me too. I'm just like, oh.
I don't even know why people buy drugs. Honestly, I don't know why. It's just like, ugh, okay. So thank you. I'm gonna
Thank
post
you.
all of your information in the bio so people can reach out, like, and seriously reach out. We have so many questions and so many things that we're trying to figure out, right? So if like take advantage of somebody like this who can just see
Mhm.
into the bones of your life, right? And when you
Yeah.
allow that and can give you plain, practical, applicable ways to shift yourself out of a situation. Like if you even want to know what beings are interacting with you, like she can see the vibrations of that. So like I'm just a blessing, a little bio engineered blessing in this world. I love her so much. Yeah, and so also check out the channel transmission of Patanjali that's
Yes.
available on the website, because that is like paired with the intelligence meditation that we just did. If you did this every day for 40 days, if you listened to that transmission and did this meditation every day for 40 days, your brain would be new. You would be a new
Yeah.
person. Your psyche would be
Yeah.
like, I don't even know the words.
Yeah.
Like,
And
yeah.
it would be like trying to get to the point of not just changing perspective, but seeing from multiple perspectives at the same time.
At the same time, and that's multidimensionality. That's
Yes.
angelic, that's Andromedan kind of
Hmm.
God mind. Like it's not like I go from one dimension to the next, it's like I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
That's the Brahmin mind, that's the omniscient. So let's do 3 long spot nouns and then
Okay.
we'll close out, because we've been talking forever. So
Ah,
no. So
sa-
no.
na-
So
sa-
no.
Nam.
Satnam, sister. And I know
Satnam.
people are gonna come for me for saying Patanjali, but I like to say it, and it's okay. We worked it out. I know it's Patanjali. I know, because I can hear the people already saying, "Why is he saying Patanjali? It's Patanjali." I know how it's pronounced. I say Patanjali because that's how I like to say it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna turn this recording off.
Okay.